Darth Vader, the galaxy's ultimate villain, a monster who choked subordinates, hunted Jedi, and destroyed entire worlds without blinking. But beneath the armor, behind that mechanical breathing, was a man still haunted by what he'd lost. He slaughtered children in the Jedi Temple, crushed rebel soldiers in Rogue One, tortured Han and Leia in Empire Strikes Back. And yet his final moments were spent saving his son. How do you measure a life that swings between apocalypse and redemption? Vader isn't just evil, he's efficient. A man so consumed by order that he destroyed everything chaotic in himself. Even love became something he tried to control. And when he couldn't, he buried it under steel and silence. But if you look closely, every act of cruelty hides a scar. Every rage-filled decision echoes a single truth, that he never stopped being Anakin Skywalker. Just a broken soul who traded freedom for certainty and found neither. That's what makes him terrifying and tragic all at once. He's proof that evil doesn't always start with hate. It starts with love twisted the wrong way. And sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones who think they're doing good. In this video, we're breaking down how evil Darth Vader really was, why his sins still echo through the galaxy, and whether he ever truly stopped being Anakin Skywalker at all. Darth Vader isn't just evil, he's efficiency wrapped in black armor. The guy doesn't yell, doesn't gloat, he just kills. From the moment he marches into the Tantive Ivor in A New Hope, he radiates control through terror. He doesn't even have to swing his saber. He chokes a man mid-sentence to prove a point. He's less a villain and more a physical law of fear. But when you look closely, Vader's evil is disturbingly methodical. He wipes out Jedi across the galaxy, not for pleasure, but because it's his job. In Jedi Fallen Order, he appears like a nightmare, silent, unstoppable, cutting through anyone in his path without emotion. It's not rage, it's protocol. His cruelty isn't random, it's systematic. He executes Imperial officers like they're replaceable batteries. Captain Needa apologizes for losing the Millennium Falcon. Vader accepts and kills him anyway. General Ozzel exits hyperspace too early, dead within seconds. These aren't emotional outbursts, they're lessons. Vader rules through fear, because that's how he's ruled internally. If he ever stops being terrifying, he stops being relevant to the Empire. In Rogue One, we see his full horror distilled into 30 seconds of pure brutality. Rebels are trapped in a dark corridor as that red lightsaber ignites. There's no banter, no speeches, just murder disguised as ballet. It's artistry born from annihilation. He isn't human anymore, he's inevitability. Even his destruction of Alderaan shows his detachment. He doesn't flinch when millions die, it's just leverage in a conversation. To him, death is currency, and he spends it casually. The tragedy is that he doesn't enjoy it. He's numb to it. The man who once raced pods for fun now views life like spare parts. Yet beneath that control lies something deeply ironic. For all his domination, Vader's evil isn't rooted in ambition. It's in obedience. He serves Sidious completely, obeying orders that destroy what little of Anakin is left. He doesn't crave power. He's addicted to purpose. Evil becomes his survival mechanism. And that's what makes him so frightening. Not because he's insane, but because he's logical. Every atrocity he commits makes sense to him. Every life he ends feels justified by his warped sense of order. His mask isn't just armor, it's absolution. He's the ultimate bureaucrat of evil. The paperwork is just death. The meetings happen in corpses. And through that dark efficiency, the galaxy submits not to chaos but to structure. Vader's evil is terrifying precisely because it's organized. That's why Darth Vader stands apart from every villain that followed. He's not wild or vengeful. He's disciplined darkness. The face of control that forgot what control was for. For all his power, Darth Vader is the galaxy's most tragic employee. He's not the Emperor's partner, he's his tool. His entire existence is about maintaining someone else's vision. And beneath that armor, Anakin Skywalker's pain festers like an open wound he refuses to treat. You can see it in The Empire Strikes Back when he learns of Luke. That moment shifts everything. He doesn't try to kill him immediately, he tries to recruit him. That's not a Sith Lord maneuver. That's a father reaching for a chance he doesn't deserve. He believes domination is the only language left for love. Even his duel with Luke isn't about victory. It's about exposure. Vader tests him, provokes him, almost begs him to fight harder, because deep down, he wants to know if Luke can do what he couldn't. He wants to be replaced, redeemed through proxy. Every strike he takes is self-punishment disguised as training. But the moment that truly defines his broken humanity happens in Return of the Jedi. When Luke throws away his saber and says, "I am a Jedi, like my father before me," it shatters Vader's entire worldview. For 20 years he believed he killed Anakin Skywalker. But in that moment, Luke resurrects him, not through power, but compassion. That's why Vader kills the Emperor. Not out of justice or rebellion, but because, for once, he makes a choice that isn't about orders, destiny, or fear. It's selfish in the best way possible. He chooses to save what's left of himself by saving his son. It's the first and only time he acts on love without expecting control in return. The irony is that even his redemption demands death. He can't exist in a galaxy that's free again. The armor that kept him alive becomes his coffin. When Luke removes his mask, it's not just symbolic. It's literal freedom from his prison. Vader doesn't die because of his injuries. He dies because Anakin finally breathes again. That's the ultimate tragedy of Darth Vader. He spends half his life chasing control, and the other half learning to let go. The same boy who couldn't bear to lose his mother ends up letting go of his entire identity just to save his son. But the damage is irreversible. Every atrocity he committed remains. Every scar, every scream, every death order still exists in the galaxy's memory. Redemption doesn't erase consequence, it only redefines meaning. Anakin Skywalker doesn't stop being Darth Vader when he redeems himself. He becomes both forever. The Force doesn't separate them, it reconciles them. Evil and good coexist, not as opposites, but as balance inside one man who finally understands both. And that's what makes Vader unique. His story isn't about the death of evil, it's about the death of denial. After Vader's death, the galaxy remembers the monster, not the man. Statues crumble, songs fade, but the shadow remains. He becomes legend, the symbol of fear that outlived its purpose. And yet through that same darkness, his legacy shapes everything that follows. Luke spends the rest of his life haunted by his father's memory. Not the man in the suit, but the man he found beneath it. Every decision he makes, from training new Jedi to isolating himself on Arch 2, comes from trying to prevent another Vader. Ironically, that obsession leads him down the same path. The fear of failure becomes its own failure. Leia carries a different burden. To the galaxy, Vader is history's greatest monster. To her, he's family. She hides the truth, raises a son, and watches him fall to the same darkness that claimed her father. The Skywalker bloodline becomes a cosmic paradox. Heroes curse to repeat redemption like a family tradition. Even decades later, the remnants of Vader linger in the galaxy's psyche. The Empire is gone, but its echo becomes the First Order. The very armor that once symbolized tyranny becomes a relic of worship for Kylo Ren. Vader's evil transforms into religion. That's how powerful myth is. It outlives morality. And yet, despite everything, his redemption still matters. Because Vader's final act didn't just save Luke, it saved the idea of choice. It proved that even after unimaginable darkness, change is possible. That one act of compassion can ripple through generations, even if no one remembers the source. Vader's story forces us to ask an uncomfortable question. How much good does it take to outweigh a lifetime of evil? Can one selfless act redeem countless crimes? The Force seems to say yes, but the galaxy never fully agrees. Redemption in Star Wars isn't about erasing guilt, it's about accepting it. That's what makes his end so powerful. The same hands that once strangled life now save it. The same man who destroyed families dies protecting his own. His evil doesn't disappear, it transforms into understanding. Every time we see his mask, we remember both sides. The tyrant and the victim, the murderer and the saviour. Star Wars doesn't ask us to forgive Vader, it asks us to recognise that even monsters are capable of light. In the end, Darth Vader wasn't pure evil. He was a broken man trying to make sense of a universe that punished him for caring too much. The tragedy isn't that he became darkness, it's that he believed it was the only way to survive. And maybe that's why his story still resonates. Because deep down, we all fear what we'd become if we lost everything we loved.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button. My main channel is Critical Analysis Hub, where I post Star Wars content about the movies. My secondary channel is Critical Analysis Hub Plus, where I focus on the shows of Star Wars. And my third channel is Critical Analysis Hub XP, where I post comic books. Be sure to take a moment and check them out. Thanks, and may the Force be with you.